What's up, guys? So, I wanted to talk about something today. I was actually having the same discussion with a friend of mine today, and we were just speaking on this, but I kind of wanted to share it with you guys. So, I'm sure you guys, some of you, if you're familiar with the saying, "Wait for your Boaz," that's basically from the biblical account, of course, of Ruth, Naomi, and Boaz. Now, Ruth was married to Naomi's sons. They died in battle, and Naomi was basically like, "Go back to your people, child. Like, I have no sons. I'm old. I can't bear any more sons. And even if I did, you'll have to wait for those sons to grow up. Like, go live your life, man. Go back to your family." And basically, Ruth is like, "Listen, your people is my people. Your God is my God. Where you go, I go." She was loyal, despite her husband's dying. She was loyal, so she already proved the type of woman that she is, right? And upon many other things and other different scenarios, Ruth caught the eyes of Boaz because he, of course, might have heard about her and how she stayed with her mother-in-law and her faithfulness, and he never violated her, never disrespected her. He showed her respect, and he was a upright man, basically. So you hear that saying often, "Wait for your Boaz," but this is my saying that I live for. I live by. And it's a saying that I heard a while ago, and it always stuck with me. And I'm going to start first with women. Women, if we want an Abrahamic man, if we want Abraham, if we want a man like Jacob, we need to first, as a matter of fact, forget that. If we want a man like Abraham, let us learn to first be like Sarah. Or let us learn also to be like Sarah. So basically, if you want a man like Abraham, be prepared to be his Sarah. And I'm going to expound on that a little bit, but I'm going to talk to the fellas now. Gentlemen, men, if you want a woman to be like Rachel, then you need to learn to be like Jacob. You got to come correct as Jacob, and I'm going to expound on that too. I feel like a lot of times we get into these relationships and it's either a take, 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 or a give, 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 and we don't know that there's an exchange, right? So let's go back on that Sarah and Abraham, Jacob and Rachel. Sarah was a woman that had deep respect for her husband. She loved Abraham, she respected him. He led, she followed. She loved and respected that man so much she called him my Lord. Do you think Sarah thought Abraham was God? No. She didn't think that. She knew who God was. She knew who Jesus was. She was not confused. But she had such deep respect for her husband that she called him my Lord. And how did Abraham treat Sarah? Now, Abraham was a man that walked with God, right? Nowadays, we know when people have a little bit of privilege, they abuse it. Abraham did not abuse it. As a matter of fact, there was an account where Abraham had to be humbled. He was humbled and he listened to his wife. He respected her opinion. He respected her voice, right? Abraham protected his wife. He loved his wife. He knew when they were going into a foreign land, listen, they're going to see you. You're beautiful. They're going to try to take advantage of you. They're going to try to have relations with you. Listen, this is what we're going to do. You're going to say you're my sister, because technically you are, but you're going to say you're my sister minus the fact that you're my wife to protect you because I don't want anybody defiling you. He did what he had to do to protect his wife. He was a protector. Abraham was a provider. Abraham respected and listened to his wife's voice. So, women, if we want Abraham, if we want a man to respect what we say, to respect our voice, to consider us, to love, protect, provide for us, you got to come correct as Sarah. You got to give that man his respect when he needs it. Listen, we call him my Lord, my King, whatever you call your man today, you got to be able to give him that. You understand? You have to be able to boost him up. You have to be able to support him like Sarah supported Abraham. That's a given. It's not optional. And men, if you want us to be Rachel, Rachel was such a kind-hearted woman. Even from he saw automatically from her tending to the flock when he met her that he knew then that this is a woman that he wanted. Jacob worked 14, 15 years for Rachel, right? Total. He first worked 7. At the end of the 7, 8, 7 year, at the end of the 7, did he get Rachel? No. No. He was duped. Her father gave him Leah. Because typically the older one was to be married off first. So Here he worked 7 years for the woman that he saw, instantly fell in love with. And, to y'all fellas that don't know, there's an instant falling in love. It happens. But here this man worked 7 years for a woman he instantly fell in love with and got himself her sister. Now he could have said, listen, that's 7 years out of my life. 7 years I've worked. And he wasn't just sitting there for 7 years waiting for her. He was working for her father. He worked 7 years to gain Rachel and got Leah. Now that man could have said, listen, I got something. It ain't Rachel, but it's a Leah. And let's take it. She got a part. She got a woman part. She have this. She have that. Let's take it. But no, this man went back another 7 years. And now think about that, right? Think about us today. You work 7 years for somebody and they play you. You gonna work another 7 years? Nah. Be honest. You're gonna be like, you did that to me last time. I don't trust you. Then I can't trust you. We're gonna have all sorts of trust issues because listen, you lied to me once. Now here Jacob go again. 7 more years. Now I'm sure I wasn't there. I'm not Jacob, but I'm sure if anything he probably thought, what if this man tried to play me once more? But you see, the desire and the love that he had for that woman, he remembered from the start. He remembered the love he had from the start, and he did not waver on that. He could have accepted the Leahs of the world and kept it at that and walked away with that. But he worked another 7 years for the Rachel, because that was the woman he loved and that was the woman he desired. You understand? And at the end of that 7 years, he did get Rachel. Now, I say this to say, men, if you want us to be Rachel, these kind-hearted, loving, caring, thoughtful, sweet, spiritual women, you will have to be prepared to put in the work like Jacob did. Jacob did not stop at Leah. He could have just said, granted, we don't have multiple wives now, but the fact is, most of y'all can't even go a month. Most of y'all can't even fight for your woman for a week. Y'all will sit in a relationship for 5, 10 years and somebody else comes along and that's it. If you guys want Rachel, if you want a God-fearing spiritual woman, we're out there. I know I'm a Rachel. I know I could be a Sarah. But you guys have to learn to be Abraham. And you have to learn to be Jacob. Jacob put in work. He was not sitting there on Rachel's father's farm just doing nothing. He was working for that man. He was working for 7 years, got played, and he could have walked away. He could have quit. But he kept it moving. He kept on going because the desire, the end result was worth it. Nothing in life is free. It's not going to be easy. You think that man may not have had hurdles and trials. Who's to say that he was out here working on farms before? But the fact is, you have to be able to put in the work. You have to be willing to go through the trial. You understand? And the end results will be beautiful. The Bible said this man loved Rachel from the start to finish. From the start to finish. But a lot of us, we sit there, a lot of men, you sit there and you have these women, these good women, and you have them and you see it and they're there. But you walk away from them for the easier woman, for the Rachel. It was easier for 7 years, it's easier, but 14 years is harder. But Jacob kept going. So I'm going to say this to say, and I'm going to say it again. To women, if you want yourself an Abraham, even if you want yourself a Jacob, you better learn to be a Sarah, and you better learn to be a Rachel. And vice versa. Men, if you want these women, us women, to be your Rachels, your Sarah, you want us to call you my king, you want that pedestal, you want that height, you want that level, that respect, that superiority, then you got to earn it. You got to come to us as Abraham. Respect what we say. Consider what we say. Protect us. Guide us in the right way. You lead, I follow. I told that to my ex, and he never understood it. He took it for granted. You lead the right way, and I'll follow. Because if I abdicate my role to you, it has to be worth it. And you're going to have to work hard for me like Jacob did. You're going to have to put in some work because I know that I'm an end result that's good for you. I know my value. I know my worth. So I'm saying this now. I'm tired of seeing so many people who don't get it. We don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Y'all can't get nothing. Something for nothing. That's how it goes, right? You have to be able to put in work on both sides. Women, get your stuff together, man. And men, it's about time. It's about time y'all rise up and get the picture. You got too many good women out here. You got too many good women out here. That's why it's easier for a man to find a woman. Y'all need to get yourselves together. And women, Don't become like those other women. You know the Bible. If you don't know the Bible account of Rachel and Leah, you better go learn about how Leah was. She was mocking that woman. She was doing all sorts of stuff to that woman. And these are what these men believe in these Rachels, these good women for. These good women for. We all need to get it together. But that's my discussion for today. Leave a comment below as to what your thoughts are. If you have a different opinion, like I said, I welcome it all. But that's my thoughts on that for today.